Hey everybody, thanks as always for tuning in to another episode of PDubs Arcade Loft, where we always appreciate it when you hang out upstairs with us. On today's episode, we're just going to talk really quickly for just a few minutes about our initial reaction to seeing the first online listing overseas for the Arcade1Up upcoming OutRun cabinet. Vroom vroom! We're going to talk about it right after this. Okay, guys, we're going to make this short and sweet because we really don't have a lot to go off of, and we don't want to speculate too much and waste everybody's time. So, if you've been living under a rock today, this news came out very, very early this morning. But unfortunately, I do have a day job like all of you, or most of you, or some of you. So, unfortunately, I finally had a chance after work to put my own thoughts together about this. So, the Arcade1Up OutRun cabinet, this thing has been leaked more times than the plumbing in an old antique building. We all knew this was coming. We all knew we were going to get our racing cabinet. And when you take a look at this thing, you know, what stinks about renders is, and we'll kind of open this in its own tab. What stinks about renders, guys, is renders are renders. Everything is subject to change. I guarantee you this is probably very close to what the final cabinet's going to look like, but obviously we don't have the full, this isn't a full official photo, but it gives us some stuff to look at. So for instance, it looks like they're bringing back the Star Wars bench seat. This is what it looks like right here, and they're going to have that shaped slightly differently on this particular bench seat, and it's a nice, cheap, affordable way. In fact, in all honesty, looking at the rendering, I think the rendering is just off a little bit. I firmly believe it's going to be the exact same size and shape as the real Star Wars sit-down bench. It's obviously just going to be reskinned and recolored to match the OutRun cabinet. When you take a look at the OutRun cabinet itself, the OutRun cabinet, when you look at the variations of its sit-down, stand-up over the years, it's kind of interesting that the cabinet shape itself, this cabinet shape actually mimics pretty well what the stand-up OutRun cabinets would look like, yet this is a more of a sit-down version. If you kind of take a look and, if you look at these photos, you'll notice that a lot of these stand-up cabinets for the OutRun, a lot of these have kind of like your, classic, the old school Pac-Man shapes on the sides here. Plus we have kind of a rectangular edge facing the marquee, and then obviously a nice rounded hump on these particular products. And when you take a look at the actual sit-down cab, though, the sit-down cabs are far, far different. Really just straight edges. You do get that fat hump on them, but really more straight edges, and obviously with a really cool seat, which we're not going to get. Obviously, if you want this thing to be under $600, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. So taking a look at this thing, obviously, I think they did a good job mirroring what the stand-up cabinet looks like, although this is going to be sold, it appears, as a sit-down. Although I wouldn't be surprised if they end up going both ways. If they end up going both ways, that would be kind of cool. When it comes to pricing, if you try to do any kind of like exchange rates or stuff like that, guys, that's going to be way off. This thing, $32.76, that's like $800. That's not how much this thing is going to be in the United States. I have a pretty good feeling. This is the only real speculation I'm going to say is this thing's probably going to be $500 to $600. Probably $500 for the stand-up if they make stand-up. Maybe $550 if this is a sit-down. I'm pretty sure of that. When you take a look at our Star Wars cabinet, that sit-down is $500. And obviously, instead of a yoke, we're getting a steering wheel. It does appear that a lot of the things that went into the Star Wars cabinet are going into this particular, at least the design aspect. Obviously, that steering wheel looks a little bit different. We'll have to see how that works and all. Is it just, are they using the exact same technology and molds as the flight yoke, and they put a wheel on the end of it instead of a yoke? Was that the quick and dirty way to do it? We don't know. But a lot of folks have been clamoring for a very long time. Arcade1Up, give us a racing cabinet. I myself have not pre-ordered anything out of the Arcade1Up fall lineup because, just like all of you, I'm running out of space and I'm being more selective. But if I want to get another cabinet, it's got to be something different. I can't do joysticks and buttons anymore, guys. So steering wheels, light guns, that kind of stuff excites me, except for the light gun game Buck Hunter coming out. I'd rather wait for the next light gun game. But this one, PDubs is going to order it whenever we get the full specs and all that kind of stuff. It does appear it's going to have 4 games instead of 5. Probably the OutRun series and another game. But we can't really tell here. So if we tried to do more guesswork, that would be just more speculation. And again, this is just a render. Maybe they put 4 games on the render. Maybe there will actually be 5 games when it comes out. We don't know. Either way, guys, just wanted to make a quick video that OutRun obviously is confirmed. It was confirmed a lot earlier today. Just finally getting to thinking about it. And I've been thinking about it all day, and provided this thing is priced $550 or less, I think I'm going to get one. I think I'm very interested in having a sit-down racing cabinet in my loft. I've been shuffling stuff all through my house, probably like you guys, trying to find room for this stuff, as well as getting rid of stuff that honestly I just haven't touched. I got my money's worth out of it, and I can sacrifice it and replace them with newer stuff until I get bored of the newer stuff. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you're thinking. Are you guys in? Is this the racing cabinet for you? Or are you going to wait for the next one? Kind of like what I'm doing with the light gun cabinet. Let me know. Give me those comments, guys. Make sure you give us a thumbs up on the way out. And if you're new to the channel, if you love stuff about arcade news and great podcast shows, fun events, you guys have come to the right place. Click that subscribe button as well on your way out. It's right next to that thumbs up button. You can't miss it. Thanks as always for hanging out upstairs with us, guys. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll be talking to you real soon. Rock and roll. I'm out.